Hey, what's good, everybody? This is EJ.
It's your boy Kenny.
And it's Francis.
And this is the Banter 3 FC podcast. We're three friends that love the game and love talking all things football. But before we get into it, we're now up and running on YouTube. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, show us love on YouTube. We're trying to build our presence. So, yeah, show us love up there.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. All right. What is this? Week 4? Game week 4 just finished?
Match week 4, yeah.
And I think this is the first week where all three teams won.
3
is it?
For the good boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forget because Chelsea's week 1 doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Hey,
you're right.
we won.
Congrats
All
to
right.
you guys.
Appreciate that.
Hey, shout out to the Blues. But, all right. So today we're going to review the games. And then kind of just talk about the week. And then we'll talk about what's going on in the upcoming games for next week. So, where do we start? I think we should go in chronological order.
As always.
Per usual.
Yeah.
You know, Manchester United, another early morning. I think this is like the second one we've had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as Francis has said before, these games tend to be a little bit tricky. We took care of business. But about 30 minutes into this game, I said about my manager that his time might be up. The reason I said that was because...
Your manager?
Yeah, I said that about my manager. Not because I want him to be gone, but because of where at that point, at that 30-minute mark, the trajectory of that game was that we're going to lose that game. And if that was to happen, I just think heads would have had to roll. So that's why I said that. Not that I want him to go, but just the level of performance and coming off that Liverpool loss, it would have just been too much. That you have to play well and get a result against Southampton. So we weren't playing well. In the end, we got the result. But 30 minutes in, we were not playing well. Andre Onana, you guys know, I have mixed feelings about him. But huge save.
Oh, nah.
What's his name? But huge save. Huge save. And that's what spurred us on to getting that first goal. And then Marcus Rashford, thank God, finally scores a goal. Hopefully that gets him going. But, 30 minutes in, I did not like the way we were playing. We were giving Southampton way too much time on the ball. The week prior, they played Brentford, and literally 2 of Brentford's goals were Southampton just passing them the ball, and Mbeumo just picking them off. So I don't know why those tactics weren't used. I think we were just kind of falling back a little bit too much, and then we weren't quick on the counter when we did get the ball. So in the second half, once we got comfortable, two-goal lead, we started doing that. We started pressing them. They can't play out the back. This is a team that is projected for relegation. So once we started doing that, we pretty much controlled the game in the second half. And then I believe it was in the 90th minute, Garnacho, say it with me, comes in and finishes it off for the 3-0 win. So overall, once Onana's save happened, started playing well, which is what I wanted to see. Let's dominate a team from start to finish. Unfortunately, it didn't happen start to finish, but we still got the result. 3-0, clean sheet. We move.
Francis?
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I predicted that you guys would draw 1-1. I will say you guys handled business. Shout out my boy Amad Diallo, having my fantasy team. My guy, assist Rashford. Yeah, Southampton. I thought they could have done better. I really do. But overall, I mean, hey man, you guys did what you had to do, especially coming off that last performance against Liverpool, this was a must-win. You had no other option but to win. So,
Agreed.
and the business is gonna kind of calm things down at the club just a smidge, give it a little grace period now. Now we just gotta start building back up on it, basically.
So for me, you know how Francis always talks about that 7:30 early kickoff or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie to you. It was set up perfectly for it to be one of those games because you guys didn't play well and that penalty happened. If that goal goes in, I think the entire game changes. Like, I think the whole game spins on its head. And I don't think you guys end up winning. I think you probably, at most, get away with a tie, but I don't think you walk away with 3 points. For me personally, I'm not going to put too much stock in this result. Yeah, you got the result, but at the end of the day, it's a team that anyone who's involved in the Prem, they believe that Southampton is going to get relegated this year. So I'm not putting too much stock into this. You know, a couple guys finally, showed some good performances. Like Rashford, he scored. Garnacho scored. Matthias de Ligt, he scored, which is big. I think that was his first Premier League start.
Just give me the
capping
light.
off with a goal. Yeah.
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on him yet, but yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I believe that Ten Hag needs to have time to implement these new players, system, this, that, and the third. But I'm not putting too much stock into this win. Whoever you guys got next week, I'd like to see how y'all do against
Crystal Palace.
Better opposite. Yeah, Crystal Palace would be a better game to judge where things are.
We struggle against them. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's all I got. Good win.
Thanks, sir. Who was next?
Francis.
Chelsea.
3 p.m. late kickoff.
Yeah, I know it was.
Very late kickoff.
My club's in the midst of turmoil, as we're all aware. We have
turmoil.
We have something that is not really seen often. We have a civil war going on when it comes to our ownership.
I sent that in the group chat if you don't remember.
Yeah. Clear Lake and Egbali versus Todd Bowley. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. So obviously, you try not to, but
you want to give the viewers a little insight of what's going on.
Basically, the two owners, the consortium, is not on one accord anymore, and you have Todd Bowley trying to basically say that he's going to try and buy out the shares of Clear Lake so that he could be sole owner, and vice versa. Clear Lake doesn't want to sell their shares. Clear Lake's saying they're going to buy out Todd Bowley's shares so they can be sole majority ownership. It's a mess right now, but I can delve into that a little bit later in like a separate episode. So with the midst of all that rubbish going on, clearly, whether you like it or not, it's going to have an effect. It's going to have some trickle down to the players. So, with that being said, first half, we were absolutely rubbish. Bournemouth came out. You could just see Bournemouth had the fight in them. Like, they were ready for that game. They were taking it to us. I'm very shocked that we didn't concede a goal, for sure. First, oh God, Nicholas Jackson. I feel like you just said this the last time too. I mean, you see, we just signed him again for an extension for another 2 years. I don't know why we did
2033.
I have no idea why we did that at all. But there were about 2 or 3 different instances where he should have definitely scored a goal. And I mean, it's just like the IQ. Like, he has the talent, but it's just the finishing, the IQ. It's not up to levels. And this is Chelsea Football Club, Southwest London. We're levels here. We don't play that. It's a standard out here. You should know about that, EJ, but let's leave that alone. But going on, first half, defending. Oh my God. Wesley Fofana. What in the actual heck were you thinking trying to set up Sanchez. And originally, when I saw the penalty situation, I was like, "What the heck is Sanchez doing?" But then I had to look back, and I saw that Wesley Fofana gave him a freaking hospital ball. Like he had nothing. Sanchez had nothing he could do. So I don't even put that much blame on Sanchez. Shout out to Sanchez though, great penalty save, kept it 0-0 still. And then Enzo Mescra makes a change at halftime. He brings on the debutant, Jadon Sancho. And when he came in for that second half, you could just see his levels. That boy is levels. And ultimately, he was involved with things going on. And then ultimately, he had a great assist to Christopher Nkunku, who came in and scored our winner. So, I mean, overall, 1-0 to the good boys. Wasn't a pretty game by far, but the job was done. And you know, Bournemouth is a little bit of a bogey team. They're not. It's not an easy place. Vitality Stadium's not an easy place to play, but we came out of it unscathed and with a win. So we move.
Kenny, you look like you have something that you want to say.
Yeah, I have a couple
of
of
floor.
Yeah, I have a couple of things to get off my chest. That is ridiculous. A great assist. Oh, stop. He passed the ball. He passed the ball, and Nkunku with a lucky turn finish. I don't know how Bournemouth 3 defenders didn't clear the ball out.
You
But
acting like it was a
that's-
5-yard pass. He put some. That was a distance pass a little bit.
Oh my! It was an 8-yard. I'm sorry, 8-yard pass by a professional. Stop it.
He had to get.
Anyway.
Well, go ahead.
That's neither here nor there. Good job, Jadon Sancho. You know what he's gonna break your heart. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna give you these performances, and then he's gonna not show up. But I have no hate toward Jadon Sancho. I do wish him the best of luck, but it's a little irritating. I think the Premier League has an agenda because there's no way he got Player of the Game. Stop it.
Player of the match. Player of the
Play
match.
the match, yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
Hey, it's one.
They just
game.
want to. They just want the agenda, but it's fine. Congratulations, Jadon Sancho, in a Player of the Match performance. But yeah, to talk about the game, you're right. Bournemouth came out strong. The Tavernier hit that was going to be a golazo.
Off the post. Oh my gosh.
Sanchez was nowhere close. That was a great hit. The penalty, Evan Nielsen, he's got to just get things going. I don't know if it's a pressure of replacing Solanke or what, but he's got to get some goals in. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Your defense, like I told you since preseason. Once I saw the game against Celtic, I'm like, you guys are in shambles. Disasi,
Getting schooled. I don't even know why he was on the pitch for the game. I was putting that in our group message. Like, why is he on my
the one that made me laugh was, I believe it was, I think it was Tavernier that kind of nicked the ball off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of him just to go and take care of it and clear it, he was looking at Fofana to
Yeah, he's pointing
come
at him,
over.
like,
Yeah. It's just defending 101.
It's
You
not
know what I
good.
mean? Like I've heard this with defending. You got to be pessimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Think the worst and just go clear the ball out. So as a defender, he's got to be better. But yeah, good result. Good changes by your manager to bring on Jadon Sancho. Kind of was able to break down the defense a little bit. And Nkunku, who should be getting more playing time.
Felix too.
Yeah, João Felix came on as well. So, but yeah, it's a good result. It's a lucky one, but you still got the result. So
Sometimes luck is needed.
it is.
Speaking of
So
luck,
for me,
Not yet.
so for me, right? I think you guys, just like in the Southampton game with Man U, that had the potential to go left. It had the
Sure.
potential to go left very early. That Tavernier goal There's a way where sometimes if a goal goes
the
in,
miss.
The miss, yeah.
So no, I'm saying like if it went in.
Oh, got you.
There's certain times when a goal goes in, it demoralizes the whole whatever plan that you had to come in today,
especially
and do
that type
game.
of goal.
Yeah, that type of goal. Yeah, with the way that Chelsea are inconsistent, that would have demoralized the entire team.
Yep.
And then, you got away with that penalty. I didn't understand why he didn't get a red card because that's a goal saving, that's a goal preventing tackle.
That's a good point. Honestly, that was a good point.
But I mean, I guess there's a certain piece of the rule where if he's going for the ball, but I don't know. To me,
because if that's a defender.
I'll put it like this. I'm okay with the yellow, but if he gave a red, I'd 100% understand. Because you got to remember, he's literally the last line.
Yeah.
So, and he's through if he doesn't do that. So for me, I think y'all got away with that just a little bit. But you went there, you did what you had to do, smash and grab, you scored, and you went home. That's all you could ask for. After bouncing back from the draw last week, showing the inconsistency thing that I be talking about with Chelsea and young players and stuff like that. But hey, you bounced back, you got the win. Hopefully it continues. We'll see where things go. But you guys have Jadon Sancho. I want to just take a second and give him credit. Like, I don't care about that assist. What I saw when he came on the field, he looks really good to me.
Levels.
Like he looks,
sure.
He looks at it. He looks, confident. He looks like he's ready to take players on, beat them, go to goal, try and create, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's the player that I was expecting to see when he came from Dortmund to Man U, but for one reason or another, it didn't materialize. Hopefully, we could get to see what we were supposed to see at Chelsea and whatever. Another player I want to give like a little shout out to. What's his name? Viega?
Yes,
Portuguese guy?
Yes, Viega, our left back, yeah.
He looks like he could be a very good player for you guys. Like, he's big, he's athletic, he gets around the pitch.
That's
I think
that's like the number 40.
Number 40.
that
yeah,
him?
number 40.
Yeah, Afro,
The dude that jumped into the crowd after they scored.
Yeah, I saw that.
The sassy moment.
Yeah. Dude got way too excited, was just in the crowd by himself.
Yeah, I saw
But
that.
yeah.
I love it though.
He looks like he could be a good player. I like what he had to show.
And he actually started in the midfield with Caicedo.
Yeah. That's why I was like confused when you said left back, but yeah, big guy.
Yeah, so he's versatile.
He's a player that can literally play like defensive midfield, left back, center back. He could play in a bunch of different positions. Because I think I remember you guys were going after Calafiori, but because he ended up wanting to go to Arsenal, you signed him. But they essentially have like that same kind of makeup where they could play a bunch of different positions.
Yep.
So he's good. And lastly, Nicholas Jackson. Signed him to 2033. I'm not sure why you did that. I think you guys need to go buy another striker because he's not at the level. I'm very curious as to why. Maybe it's a publicity thing. I'm very curious as to why João Felix or Nkunku isn't starting. That doesn't necessarily make sense to me, but we'll see how it goes.
There's gonna come a time where even Andrew
the switch will
Maresca
happen.
is not gonna be dealing with it anymore.
Okay.
It will be coming, and if not,
Okay.
we as fans will be on it, even though we really shouldn't be. But we're gonna be like, basically, yo, big dog, what are you doing? Put in Nkunku. Honestly, I think just off of, yes, I know it's one goal, but you see, Nkunku came on 74, 75 minutes, goal, 86 minute.
One chance, one goal. I got you. I hear you.
Nkunku should already be starting in my eyes, but
one thing I do want to touch on, Kenny, you pointed this out about the agenda, if you will. It's funny that you mention it because when I think about it, yeah, he played well. He did a couple of things. Like, he did good. He was impactful, whatever. Ultimately, he didn't score the goal to win the game.
Right.
So I'm very curious what the reasoning behind why he was man of the match and why Nkunku wasn't man of the match.
It's very odd that the player who scores the game-winning goal doesn't get man of the match.
Because it's not as if Jadon Sancho dribbled down the field, beat 4 or 5 players, picked out a 60-yard diag to Nkunku to go and finish it. That's not what happened. He just passed the ball to him, and Nkunku did all of the work and scored.
But there were multiple times in that second half where he was taking people on. He was
No. Francis, be real.
I am.
Just be no.
I am.
No. All jokes aside. Remove the blue glasses. Put the blue Kool-Aid down.
I'm not wearing glasses.
Be real. be for real, dog. Like you really don't see, like you don't agree with what we're saying.
No, I hear you. I hear your point.
Okay.
I hear your point. So hey, right now, I'm just focused on we need to just continue to stack. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Let's just keep chugging away one game at a time.
And play Pedro Neto, please.
You're only worried about him for your own personal reasons. Yeah.
No, I'm a fan. No.
Now he's a fan.
Yo, you guys have known I've always mentioned Pedro Neto, and I wanted him to come to Man United for a long time.
No, we know, but there is also an ulterior motive going on.
Hey, if he's on my team, he's on my. I can't really do anything about that. But no, I would. You can't. Yeah, I really do want to see. Like, I don't want him to have ruined like his career and trajectory. At Chelsea, like I want to see him actually perform and do what he was doing because I think he's a really, really good player.
Oh, for sure.
Direct, and so yeah, I just want to I do want to see him perform and see him take that next step from playing for a team like Wolves to now performing and playing for a team like Chelsea. Because I do think he's a really good player.
I think it will happen. By God's grace, it will.
I mean, you guys have a lot of wingers, so we'll see what happens.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, because it's Mudryk, it's
Pedro,
it's Sancho, it's Madueke, it's who else? Cole Palmer. You have a lot of wingers.
Don't worry.
Well, yeah.
All right. Last but not least, there we go.
Certainly not least. North London is red. My boy, give me a call. Oh, my boy! Listen. All right. I'm a get into it quick. Going into the game, I lost a lot of confidence. Between Declan Rice getting that red card, being suspended, Odegaard getting hurt during the international break, Moreno getting hurt like the day after he signed, Calafiori getting hurt, like there's a lot of injuries. Like I think we went into the game with, outside of our starting 11, only Jesus and Raheem Sterling, and then there was just teenagers on the bench. That was frightening for me to like go into the North London derby against Tottenham. Like I know we crack jokes about Tottenham and we talk all the things we say or whatever. They have a squad. And when it comes to derby matches, anything could happen, regardless if Tottenham's, top of the league or bottom of the league. Anything can happen on any given day when it comes to the North London derby. So going into it, that's what my fear was, right? And as the game went on, I was looking, and we didn't look ourselves, and partly it's because Odegaard wasn't there to control our press, dictate play, et cetera, et cetera. Declan Rice wasn't there, so we had to start players like Jorginho and Partey, and then take Havertz out of striker, put Trossard up top, Martinelli on the left. Like it was a lot of chop and change. And I remember we had talked about it last week that if we ended up having to not play Odegaard, there's going to be a lot of chop and change, and I don't really know how the team is going to look, et cetera, et cetera. The game overall, it wasn't in. It was a very ugly game. It wasn't a good game to watch. There was a lot of mistakes that we made. That was the most uncontrolled I've ever seen us perform in a game, and it was a tough watch. But ultimately, I know Francis' favorite thing to say, his favorite 3 words: get it done. Get it done. And you know, if we want to be the team that we're trying to be, these are the games under these types of circumstances that we have to go out and win. And ultimately, we were able to do it. I'm happy that the whole team worked hard. My boy Ethan Wanieri, he got his little cameo in the North London Derby, which is big. Bukayo Saka with the assist. Big Gabby. 15 goals in the Premier League as a defender since he's joined the Prem in 2021. No defender has scored more goals than him. And I want to make sure I give him his credit because I think he has the potential to be what Sergio Ramos was, not as a defender, but just strictly as a goal scorer from the defending position, from the center back position. Him and Saliba look amazing together. I think Saliba is the best defender in the world at this point. And I think them as a pairing together is the best pairing in the Prem. And they show it week in, week out, just because they complement each other so well. And ultimately, that's what was going to get us a result, our defense, and they got us to win. They got us a clean sheet, and they got us to win. So shout out to them. And yeah, we move on to next week.
Francis, you go.
Keep it short. Hey, definitely this North London Derby. I really started liking the game when that little scuffle started between Timber and Vicario. Yeah. That's when I was like, okay, now we have a game going on. There was a chance that Tottenham had early on. I think it was Son or Master played a cutback ball. Wright had a good save on that. But I mean, overall, hey, I'm happy to see you stopped whining and your team got it done as I expected. Simple as that. It wasn't pretty, for sure. Not in slides, but it wasn't pretty. But just like Chelsea, and I'm trying to put Chelsea back in this, but just like teams, like I said, for you to amass the goals you need, sometimes you're gonna need to have these grinded out games. Hey, move on. Now, next game is what I'm really looking forward to. Manchester
We'll get
City.
into that. We'll get into that.
We're not at that part of the show yet. Calm down.
Go ahead.
There's no sweat from his forehead yet. We'll get into it.
Oh yeah.
Arsenal, that was a game I was really looking forward to watching. It was going to be tough without the likes of Rice, Odegaard. But like you said, like I said, last year City didn't have Kevin De Bruyne for a few months. Haaland got hurt. They were still able to get some results, stay afloat. Once they got those reinforcements in, we saw what happened. So these are the games where you really see the backbone, the culture of Arsenal. And it was on
And
full
how it's
display.
changed.
Right.
How it's changed.
And it was on full display because it wasn't pretty. You guys were giving up the ball to Tottenham play after play after play. And I think I remember telling you there was one time where Trossard just had so much space. He had Saka on the right. He had Havertz he could have played it to, and ended up playing it right to Tottenham. So it was just very, very odd, very strange game.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, from an Arsenal perspective, but these things happen. These are the games in you guys past where, for example, that scuffle, that could have got, you guys rattled a little bit. You wouldn't have seen kind of the response from the whole squad basically just going at time. You know what I mean? So it shows the changes and the growth of Arsenal. I said Saka's gonna have to make something happen. I don't care if he's getting double teamed. You have to do something, and he was the one that went at Tottenham's defense, got the corner, took the corner, got the assist to Gabriel. So that's what I was looking for. He's the guy. His running mate is out. You got to do something, and that's what he did. So huge 3 points, and yeah, good result.
Yeah, definitely. I hear that. But one thing that I want to make sure that I say, there has to be an asterisk around that statement of when Haaland is out, De Bruyne is out, etc., etc. I know those are the guys that grab the headlines, but let's never forget the statistic of Man City's win-loss and tie record with Rodri. Rodri is the player that determines what City does in terms of result. I know, Foden's going to get the headlines because he scored, he did X, Y, and Z. But when City don't have Rodri, that's when you see them stumble or drop points. Because I think he's on a run.
It wasn't until we beat him, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't until you guys beat them in the FA Cup. I think they went a whole 2 years without
losing with him.
Somebody check the facts on that, but I think it was a 2-year run, like 70 some odd games that they didn't lose when he played.
When he started. Yep.
Or when he started, sorry. Yeah. So I just want to bring light to that. But I get what you're saying, Other teams, they lose big players. It's about how you pick up the pieces and go. And we showed that we were able to do that against a very, very big rival of ours and get the result. But one thing that I did forget to mention, earlier last week, my manager got a 3-year contract extension. And it just shows the faith that the club has instilled in him as a coach from where he started, coming in with no prior experience, his first coaching job, to pick the club up, change the culture, and bring us to where we are now. And, I know I'm hard on Ten Hag, but, the reason why I'm harder on Ten Hag and I try to, ask for more grace on Arteta is because Ten Hag has been a head coach at a big club. It's not as big as Man U in any capacity or, whatever, but Ajax is a very, very world-known club, big club. A lot of good players have come from that club, and he's made runs in the Champions League. So a coach of that stature, you get what I'm saying? I expect a bit more, but I ask to have a little bit of grace with a guy who's in his first job and trying to figure it out. So a lot of what he did at the beginning of his tenure, I asked for a little bit of grace, but I'm just happy to see that we gave him the time, and ultimately, I think in the end, it's going to lead to something, because he's shown that he's changed the culture, he's changed how we go about things, he's changed the perception of our club, everything. So I think I want to just give a shout out to my manager, Mikel Arteta. So yeah, that's the roundup of this weekend's fixtures. Let's dive into a preview of what's going on next week.
Mm-hmm.
Who plays first?
I know you guys want to save the.
I think we play. Chelsea plays first.
I think we played the 7:30 game, I believe. Let me double check.
Oh, lovely.
7:30 versus West Ham. Things do get weird at 7:30.
The glorious.
If you don't say 1-1 draw, you're a fluke.
You know what's mad funny? That actually was my scoreline.
Oh, of course. If it's 7:30, just write him in for 1-1.
Nah. I was going back and forth on this. Over the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 years. Especially when we go to the London Stadium and play West Ham. We just do not play well over there. I don't know why. We just don't. And yeah, I understand we had a win. We didn't play really well. I'm not going to say I'm all too confident that we can actually secure the win against West Ham. Because, I mean, West Ham's no slouch. Let's be real. They're not slouch whatsoever. So, I would love for a Chelsea win. But what I think is going to be a 1-1. You know what? 2-2, actually. I think a 2-2. Because seeing how our defense is absolute garbage right now, is rubbish, I wouldn't be surprised if they score a couple goals. Because we can score goals too. So I'm going to go with 2-2.
Okay. I could see that. I'll go 2-1 West Ham. I say a big goal by Kudus to either start things off or to win the game. I think Jared Bowen's due for a win, a goal as well. And their last game, he got the assist in stoppage time to Danny Ings of all people.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot he was even alive. So to get a 1-1 draw. So I think they kind of will feed off of that and will spur them on to get a 2-1 victory.
You guys won this past week away, right?
Yep, away at Bournemouth.
And the week before that, you tied at home to Crystal Palace.
Yep.
Yeah, 7:30 kickoff. You just won last week away.
You know where this is going. Chelsea loss.
I'm predicting a 2-0 loss.
I told you. you scrub.
No, I'm just listen. You know how I feel about the consistency thing with a young team, a bunch of moving parts. You guys got away with one last week. I don't know if that's going to happen again next week, especially the 7:30 kickoff, the early kickoff, right?
Yeah.
So let's just keep that same energy. So I don't
it's
know.
Always
I
there.
don't know.
They don't change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Your opinion. That's no problem.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a 2-0 West Ham win.
Okay.
All right. I think United's next. We play Crystal Palace 12:30 Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. Crystal Palace is a team that's always given us trouble. Thank God Michael Olise isn't there anymore. He just tends to just go crazy against United.
He's the one that scores against you guys every single time, right?
Every single time. He scored the banger free kick.
That banger free kick, yeah.
Then even last year, he scored as well.
Literally top titty from 30 yards out.
And then he didn't even celebrate because he's a Man United fan. I don't know. He just didn't even celebrate after he scored that banger. Hopeful. That's why I was. Yeah, I was hopeful that he was gonna come to us, but whatever. I believe we're away. They give us problems.
Yep.
Yeah, they give us problems. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost, honestly. I am going to go 2-1 Crystal Palace. I just think they have, offensively, their team, you cannot be like Tedesco on defense. And I'm not sure what Lissandro's status is. He got hurt late last game. If he's hurt, you already know he's our backbone. So I'll go 2-1. I think with Eze, he sits in pockets, and I don't know if we'll be able to contain him. Mateta.
You're saying 2-1 Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace, yeah. Mateta's been on form. Eddie Nketiah, I believe he started the last game. He didn't score, but I did like how they were looking.
They were combined.
So yeah. So yeah, I'll go 2-1 Crystal Palace.
Mateta. Go ahead, KJ. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Francis.
Mateta and Eze right now have been playing real well for Palace. Selhurst Park Could be a little tricky for you all. I want to say Crystal Palace will pull it out, but for some reason, I just feel as though something ridiculous is going to happen, and it's going to be Crystal Palace shooting themselves in the foot. Just kind of like Southampton did. But even though that was kind of the red cards later in the game. But something ridiculous is going to happen, and I think Man U will capitalize. I want to say 3-1 United.
I want to start off by saying, what's that song? Your defense is in trouble. Nketiah's in the race.
The guy is there. Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah brace 2-2. Eddie Nketiah
Okay.
brace 2-2. Yeah, I think with it being at home, this is going to be his first home game.
No, they were home.
They
last.
were home last?
once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They lost to
Got you. Okay.
Leicester.
Leicester. Okay. Yeah, I think, no, they tied.
Oh, they tied. Oh, yeah, you're right. Mateta.
Oh, Jamie
penalty,
Vardy.
right.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy. So I think, I don't know, what's his name? Nketiah scored against you guys in that 3-2 thriller a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll score, and I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Just because, I'm not 100% sold just because you guys won this past week. And I think there's a good chance that they haven't been able to win yet, but I think they're going to be able to score. So I think that's why I think 2-2.
Last
right.
but not least.
Can't wait
I know
for
you
this.
guys can't wait.
Yeah.
Who would like to start? Who would
Oh,
like-
you start.
You start.
You start. And I don't want to hear
All
any
right.
ifs.
So it is Arsenal versus Manchester City at the Etihad this Sunday at 11:30. We're 100% not going to have Odegaard, but Rice is going to be back, which I'm happy to see. So Rice being back, Haaland is on crazy form right now, but I feel that if there's a team that can slow him down or stop him for a game, I think it's Gabriel and Saliba. So I'm going to be real. I'm predicting a 0-0 draw. I think it's going to be the same game it was last year at the Etihad. Because I think we'll literally have everybody else except Odegaard.
Even Mourinho.
And Moreno. No, Moreno, I don't think he's going to come back until after this upcoming international break. But we'll have Rice back, so we can either take Jorginho or Partey out. I think we should take... I think we should probably take Jorginho out. And actually, no, sorry. Take out Partey and then bring Partey in towards the end of the game. Start with Jorginho and Rice. Bring in Partey at the end to shut up shop, because this is a big game. I know you guys are saying this early in the season, but I think that this will have an impact on the title later on in the season, because this is like one of our direct competitors for the title. And I always tell you, these games, I know whoever wins get 3 points, but I think it's a 6-point swing. So this will have a big effect on who's going to win at the end of the year. I think we have to go there, and we can't lose. If we win, I'll be ecstatic, but I'm predicting a 0-0 draw.
You guys have to take points off of City. I don't think they've dropped any points yet. Yeah, I agree with you. Gabriel and Saliba seem to do a decent job against Haaland. They got the physicality, and Saliba has the pace, and Gabriel isn't slow either. So they have the body type, and they're both good in the air. So they have the body type to slow down Haaland. If he does get a goal, it'll be one of those tap-ins where he's just in the right place at the right time. My prediction, to make it quick, since you guys are away, I will go 3-1 City. The reason is, I think, even with Odegaard, I don't. Every time y'all play City, I don't know why, I can't find Odegaard. I can't find him. He doesn't play well. So now that he's even gone, I just don't see. Yeah, I just think that you guys will lose the game in the midfield, especially now without him, and that's what Man City wants to do. Based on how you guys played, we'll see, Rice will cover some of that, but still, Rice is going to need that outlet. So yeah, I'll go 3-1. I just think right now City's on fire, and they're going to win the midfield battle, kind of keep possession and just kind of keep the ball in y'all half for most of the game, especially with them being at home. So 3-1 City.
That's fair. That's fair. This is I mean, obviously this is a extremely huge game. For me, I think this is I know it's early, but I think this is a title-defining type game. I expect the atmosphere to be booming. They're going to be going crazy there. One thing I will say, I need Gabriel Martinelli to pick his head up.
Finally, Francis. Hold on. Pause. Pause. Hold on.
And I'm like, okay.
Pause. Francis, I have been saying this for the past 2 years. For 2 years. And you think that I hate him. I don't hate him.
You have an agenda, but that's different.
There's no agenda. You're literally saying exactly what I've been saying for the past 2 years.
Hey, it's my turn to talk. You had your turn. It's mine. All right. But nah. Yeah, like I said, I rewatched the highlights, and I saw that. I'm like, why are you not passing the ball to Saka? But there's going to be another game where Saka's got to step up. Like, I know we said for Tottenham, he's got to step up, but this is the big dog. This is who y'all been battling for the last 3 years. And I know Saka in previous performances, he's shown up and everything, but especially with his guy being out, his right-hand man being out, being Odegaard, we need him. We need some magic. Well, Arsenal should say, not we, because that's crazy. But Arsenal
just felt disgusted, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You felt disgusted.
I did. I'm like, what? But Arsenal Saka needs to showcase some good stuff. And also, Phil Foden hasn't played.
Hurt.
Yeah. So I think, with that being said, I see a 1-1. And I just feel like this is a game where Rodri's gonna score.
Is he bad?
Is he? I think he is, right? He should be.
I think Kovacic is still starting.
Kovacic is okay. Well, I'm still gonna stick with 1-1. I think you guys understand the severity and the importance of this game. So this might be a very cagey match. I think for both teams, it's gonna be kind of cagey. So I think both teams will kind of be in the mindset like, a draw ain't the worst thing. So I think 1-1 will be fine for y'all.
I'm not going to lie. I really see this being like one of those typical Liverpool City games like over the past decade when it's Pep versus Klopp. It's a very ugly game to watch for a neutral, but it's just a big chess match where it's like we're going to see who flinches first and who could. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, tactical. Yeah, I just looked it up. Rodri came in as a sub last game, so he might start.
He's back. Yeah, of course he's back. Just in time. But I do want to say, I want to speak on what you said, Francis. The thing that saves Martinelli for me is his work rate. Mm-hmm. I will never ever speak bad on his work rate because he works so hard, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, you're a left winger, not a left back. You need to pick your head up and be decisive in the final third. That has been and always will be my issue with Martinelli. You see the difference when Saka has the ball in the wing versus when Martinelli has the ball in the wing, or when Trossard even has the ball in the same wing. When Trossard gets the ball, he looks up. He knows what he's going to do. It's either he's going to dribble and try and shoot, or he's going to dribble and try and cross or pass. Martinelli just be fiddling with the ball, kicking it back and forth, and then he dribbles out of bounds, or he tries to force something that's not there. Like, at this level, there needs to be an output. There needs to be decisiveness. And that's my only issue. If he can fix that, he can be a very good player. But he needs to fix that. That's all I have to say on Martinelli. I love Martinelli, but that's my issue with him.
Yeah, I think he'll get the start. Yeah, if anything,
yeah, he has to.
Yeah, so
yeah, because Trossard's gonna have to play
in the mid,
whatever. Because we're playing like a 4-4-2 kind of thing with Havertz and Trossard up top, so it's gonna have to be that.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Raheem the Dream can, he do be
I
playing well
wouldn't be
against City.
surprised. He does play well against City. He does.
If he comes in and scores if Raheem Sterling, let me say this right now, if Raheem Sterling comes in and scores a winner, Francis, I'm going to ship you.
What do you even?
No. Francis, I'm going to ship you his new jersey. Since you don't want to wear the Chelsea jersey, I'll send you an Arsenal jersey.
Yo, you gotta
return
edit
back to sender.
The Dream. No, you have to edit.
Return back to sender.
Dream.
Wrong address.
Oh man, but yeah. Anything else anybody wants to bring to the forefront?
The EPL player of the monthly awards. Player of the month.
Oh.
Manager of the month.
Goal of the month.
Yeah, of course.
Goal of the month, save of the month. Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, I think across the board, nothing really surprising. Haaland, obviously. Then you had the Brighton coach, Hursler, manager of the month. David Raya saved the month.
Well deserved.
David Raya saved the month against Aston Villa. Deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Cole Palmer. That's the only one I was really like,
What did he get?
Goal of the month.
His goal
Wolves.
against Wolves. The 30-yard chip. You don't remember that? Watch the highlights. The 30-yard chip.
No, I'm trying. No, because I feel like
There's so many other goals that were. I don't know. Maybe it was the early September, but the Wolves Bellegarde, was that in August or September? I don't know if you guys
That
remember.
was September.
That was September.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is August. So
Yeah, that was September. Because that happened the next game after we played them.
okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought there was another goal that was up there, but anyway, those are your.
Bellegarde, who was that goal against, Kenny?
I want to say.
Nottingham Forest.
Was it for? It was one of those teams, like a Nottingham Forest, a Fulham, one of those type teams.
It was. He scored.
It was Nottingham Forest
early in the game, 12th minute.
Against Forest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I know they were down 1-0 because Forest had just scored, and then he came back maybe within 5 minutes.
That was August 31st. There's no reason why Cole should have gotten that award.
Oh my God!
There's no reason.
There's
no reason.
What is this, Chump? Who do you guys have in the Premier League room? What is going on?
Goal was a better goal. Simple.
No, it wasn't. No, it was.
It was
not.
voted by the people.
You know what? I don't know what juice you've been. It's been ridiculous lately. You need to stay off the
drinking
juice.
the blue
It's just
Kool-Aid,
water.
and he has his blue glasses on.
It's just
bro.
water.
Come on, bro. That was a rocket. The
I'm not
Palmer
denying
one.
that.
The Palmer one wasn't as good as that.
Off a one bounce, 30-yard chip over the goalkeeper. Come on now.
Bro.
30 yards. 30 yards?
You know
Yeah,
what? I'll
was
watch
deep.
I'll watch
It
the
was deep.
highlights. This was against Wolves. I'll watch the highlights because I remember it was a mistake by Wolves.
No,
Correct?
It was a what's it called? A long ball from Sanchez to Nico Jackson. Nico Jackson with a good touch with his right foot made one pass, and it was a one.
Oh, where he flicked
Cole.
it.
Yes.
Where he flicked it.
Exactly, with his right foot, and then Cole one hop in the air, 30-yard chip.
No, I'm so sorry, but nah,
It's not better than
Yeah, I'm sorry.
his goal was
Guess
nasty.
what? Your opinions don't matter.
What's done is done. Whatever.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
DJ, go
Keep
ahead.
drinking the
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
bro.
Yeah, that's really all I got, man. I just wanted to touch on that. But yeah, I guess we'll leave it till next week. But before we go, just want to let y'all know we are up on YouTube now, up and
Yeah.
running. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Maybe we'll even throw up a little section of the show where we respond to whatever people comment in the comment section.
For sure.
Have like a little Q&A, if you will.
Build that interaction.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe for Francis for Chelsea gear. Let's put that in there as well.
Hey, nah, his birthday coming up, man.
Yeah,
Hey, viewers,
let's run it
let's
up.
get the GoFundMe so we can,
Hey,
get
yo,
Francis some
Let's
Chelsea.
run it up. We need anything: gloves, hats, jerseys, whatever you got. Send.
Anything blue, anything
Yeah.
blue. Because as you can see, he's not even wearing a hat that is
First
of
off-
the same sport.
First
Of
off,
the
I
same
have one blue already, so I'm not even wearing
All
blue.
donations welcome.
That's fine. We move. Hey. My phone case is blue. My phone case is blue.
It's giving gray.
You're blind, but it's fine.
Wrap this up, man.
Yeah.
All right.